Play, and it is Alexander, and he pushes it down to about the 3-yard line, maybe the 2-yard line, where it'll bring up 4th and goal.
That guy is huge, 270-pound senior, lining up in the backfield, and Gallatin had him in for a play and let him run the football, and now they get him off.
Shades of last year when Lebanon ran alls at fullback, son. 4th and goal. Hand off to the second man. And did he get in? Yes. Gallatin touchdown. As they give it to Wright, and he carries it in for the score. Seth Wright on the carry. Puts it over the goal line, and Gallatin is on the board once again. It's 41-7 with 1:46 left in it.
John, you'll have the call of the PAT attempt for the Green Wave.
Once again, Doug Charlton into the game to attempt the point after. Brian Williams will handle the long snap from center. 1:46 to go in the game. Gallatin trying to make it a 42-7 contest right here as Gallatin rushes another player onto the field late. That's Shane Rowe. The snap is called for. There's a jump at the line, and the kick is up, and we're going to kick it again, I believe.
Tell you what, Chris Britton came blowing through there, freshman linebacker, and just
almost
blocked it, yeah. John.
A lot of speed from him, and he's a good size kid already as a freshman. They're going to re-kick it, so Charlton is now setting the tee up about on the 15-yard line. Once again, Brian Williams will handle the snap from center. The long snapper is Chris Weaver. Weaver snaps back. It's handled. The kick is up, and he pushes it off to the right, so the kick will not count. It's 41-7, 1:46 to go in the game. The sideline report.
Hi, I'm Devin Thorne, a varsity football cheerleader at Lebanon High School. We're here today at Hartman Luggage with Miss Wendy Knowles to present her with this Blue Devil souvenir and to thank her for her support.
Thank you. And Hartman Luggage is happy to support Lebanon High School football.
Let's go Blue!
He's at the 5, comes to the near side to the 10. Needs a block, trying to slide outside. He's at the 15, knocked down at the 16-yard line. Gallatin had one man, and he couldn't get a block on him. And that was Seth Wright, who scored the touchdown a moment ago for Gallatin, making the stop. Had Lebanon been able to get a block on him, McCarver had a mile to run up the near sideline.
Terry, what about that scoring drive by the Gallatin offense?
Tommy, 10 plays, 50 yards for Gallatin's scoring drive. Seth Wright scored from the 2-yard line. The extra point was no good, so 1:46 left in the game. The score is now Gallatin 41, Lebanon 7.
1st and 10, Lebanon with the new quarterback Bankston in. Mike Bankston. Pitch back to McCarver. Sweep right side. A little block, a little room. McCarver turns it at the 20, out to the 22-yard line. Gain of about 4 on the play.
Lebanon has in the football game Greg Vaught at a offensive tackle spot. Chris Britton stays in the game and is getting some action at fullback. As we said, Bankston, the quarterback. Tailback is McCarver. Brad Bowles is in there at left guard for Lebanon.
Lebanon with double wideouts, split to the near side. I don't have a 10 on this roster. They hand it through the middle, and Gallatin with a good defensive play. And not a lot of running room there for McCarver, as he's dropped at about the line of scrimmage.
I believe 10 is Thorne, and I've got him on one roster, and apparently he's not on this one, but that's Thorne, who's in there at a split receiver for Lebanon.
Well, that's the ball game. The clock ticks out right there, and Lebanon loses to Gallatin 41-7. Again, that final, Gallatin 41, Lebanon 7. We'll be back in 2 minutes for a wrap-up.
The post-game show, brought to you by Fakes and Hooker Decorating Center on South Maple, TRW Commercial Steering Division, Aflac, Mike Sewell, Rick Thorne, and Brownie Hall. And Tim Bennett Insurance.
On the losing end of a 41-7 score to Gallatin, John Bryan has Bob Dillard on the sideline.
Tommy, talking with Coach Bob Dillard. Coach, saw some future of Lebanon football out here tonight with some of the freshmen showing some bright spots for us.
Yeah, you know, we got those young guys in there and got them a little playing time, and, you know, that's going to help them down the road.
Coach, field position was the key to tonight's game, and we just gave Gallatin too much opportunity, too close to our end zone.
You know, you give a football team the quality of Gallatin, you know, you give them the football and they've only got 35 yards to go to get a touchdown, you know, you're not going to be very successful against them.
Coach, we close the season out here at home next week against Oakland, a team that in the past has always given us fits, but we've got a shot against them guys.
Well, we feel like we do. You know, I've never went into one feeling like I didn't have a shot at getting it, and you know, I definitely feel that way this week. We've got to come back and realize, hey, we've got one more week left, and we need to go out on a positive note, and I think that's possible if we'll come back and have a good week of practice next week and go out and play hard next week.
Coach, I appreciate you taking the time throughout the year to talk with us in the post-game show. I'll let you get back with your team now. Appreciate it. It's been the post-game show with your host, John Bryan, talking with the head coach of the Blue Devils, Bob Dillard. We'll take it back to the station at this point for a 2-minute timeout.
The post-game show. Brought to you by Fakes and Hooker Decorating Center on South Maple, PRW Commercial Steering Division, Aflac, Mike Sewell, Rick Thorne, and Brownie Hall, and Tim Bennett Insurance.
On the losing end of a 41-7 score to Gallatin. Terry, take it away.
Thank you, Tommy. Lebanon losing tonight to Gallatin 41-7. Let's take a look at the scoring recap. In the first quarter, Gallatin scoring 6:55 left in the first. Brian Adams hits Bernard Rogan from 14 yards with a TD pass as Gallatin goes 31 yards in 6 plays. The 2-point conversion run fails at the end of the first quarter. It's Gallatin 6, Lebanon 0. In the second quarter, Gallatin piles up 22 points. The first touchdown being run in by Brian Adams, the quarterback, a 1-yard run. Gallatin going 41 yards in 8 plays. Tay Garrett ran in a 2-point conversion. At 11:06, it's 14-0 Gallatin. Gallatin again in the second quarter. 7:22 left in the quarter. Bernard Rogan, his second touchdown of the night, as he ran it in from the 3-yard line, as Gallatin goes 3 yards and only 1 play as Lebanon muffed a punt, giving Gallatin possession at the 11-3. Jay Kelly came in and kicked the extra point, so at that point it's 21-0 Gallatin. Still in the second quarter, Damon Pitt has a punt blocked by Britton. Andre Johnson picks it up at the 8-yard line and runs it in for a touchdown. Douglas Charlton kicks the PAT this time, and at halftime it's 28-0 Gallatin. No scoring in the third quarter, so in the fourth quarter, Gallatin gets on the board again. Bernard Rogan, his third touchdown of the night, this one a 6-yard run. Gallatin going 58 yards in 8 plays. Charlton once again kicks the extra point, and at that point it's 35-0 Gallatin. Lebanon gets on the board with 7:13 left in the game. Lebanon going 80 yards in 7 plays. Brian Reeves runs it in from 27 yards away. Ryan Stevens kicks the extra point, and Lebanon cuts into the margin at that point to make it 35-7. And then with 1:46 left in the game, Gallatin scoring again. This time Seth Wright runs it in from 2 yards away. Gallatin going 50 yards in 10 plays. The PAT was no good, so that's how you get our final tonight. Gallatin has defeated